In a peaceful kingdom where sunlight touched everything with warmth lived a girl named Snow White. She was gentle, patient, and full of life. But even in the brightest kingdoms, shadows can grow. The queen, her stepmother, carried a heavy feeling inside her. She longed to be admired, and as she watched Snow White become more loved by others each year, her own heart felt tight and uncomfortable. This feeling scared the queen, and instead of talking about it, she hid it behind a cold smile. One morning, Snow White walked into the forest, carrying her own worries. She felt the queen pulling away and didn't know why. She whispered quietly to the trees, "I really wish I knew how to help the queen." Deep in the woods, she found a small cottage. She stepped inside, and she felt warm and safe. The cottage was a little messy. After tidying up a bit and putting things in order, she finally allowed herself to rest, realizing she had been carrying the weight of the queen's sadness for far too long. Later, 7 small forest keepers returned home. They saw Snow White asleep, her hands softly over her heart. They understood heavy feelings, for they cared for every living thing in the forest. "She is tired in her spirit," they whispered, and chose to care for her. Snow White stayed with them for many days, learning a healing secret. When someone is jealous, a keeper said, is because they cannot see their own light, not because you shine too brightly. Another added, "Fear makes hearts close, love makes them open." Snow White began to understand that the queen's unkindness came from her own fear, and it wasn't her fault at all. The queen's fear grew. She searched and found Snow White. She disguised herself as an old harmless lady and offered a shiny apple filled with a magic that brought deep sleep. Snow White fell into a quiet stillness, but her heart only rested. The forest keepers gently laid her on soft moss, wrapping her in their love and warmth as they stayed by her side. One day, a young prince passed through the woods. Snow White, with her friends, filled him with hope. He touched her hand gently and whispered, "You are safe. The world needs your kindness." At his soft touch, Snow White's eyes opened. The fear in her heart melted away. She sat up and smiled, understanding something new. "Jealousy is not my burden," she said quietly. "Fear belongs to the one who feels it. I can face it with kindness and find my own peace." From that day on, Snow White lived with steady courage. She didn't dim her light for others. Instead, she let her kindness flow naturally. And whenever she met jealousy or fear, she remembered the forest's lesson. Hearts heal not through hiding, but through love, patience, and truth. If you loved this story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.